Hello students. Today we are going to start another essay, Sir Roger at Home by Joseph Addison. In the previous classes we had already finished the essay Spectator's Account of Himself. In today's essay, Sir Roger at Home, Mr. Spectator visits the house of Sir Roger, who is also a member of the Imaginary Spectator Club. In the last essay we got to know about Mr. Spectator. In this essay, Mr. Spectator, who is actually Joseph Addison himself, introduces us to Sir Roger. Now let us read the text. Having often received an invitation from my friend Sir Roger de Coverley to pass away a month with him in the country, I last week accompanied him thither and am settled with him for some time at his country house, where I intend to form several of my ensuing speculations. So Mr. Spectator begins by saying that having often received an invitation from my friend Sir Roger de Coverley, that since he had often been invited by his friend Sir Roger de Coverley to spend a month with him in the country, I last week accompanied him thither. So he decided to accompany him the last week there, and am settled with him for some time at his country house, where I intend to form several of my ensuing speculations. And as he has settled with Sir Roger at his country house, so he wishes to form his views and his opinions, therefore, during his stay at his home. Sir Roger, who is very well acquainted with my humour, lets me rise and go to bed when I please, dine at his own table or in my chamber, as I think fit, sit still and say nothing without bidding me be merry. He says, Sir Roger, who is very well acquainted with my humour. Humour here stands for his nature, his temperament. Sir Roger, who knows Mr. Spectator and his nature very well, tried to make him feel at home. Like, lets me rise and go to bed when I please. Like he was allowed to rise and sleep at his own pleasure, dine at his own table or in my chamber. He could eat his dinner at the table or in his own room, as I think fit. Whatever suited Mr. Spectator well. Sit still and say nothing without bidding me be merry. Or he could sit idly and quiet. Sir Roger never asked him to be active and energetic. When the gentlemen of the country come to see him, he only shows me at a distance. And if some visitor came to meet him, Sir Roger never disturbed him and only showed him at a distance. He respected his privacy. As I have been walking in his fields, I have observed them stealing a sight of me over a hedge, and have heard the night desiring them not to let me see them, for that I hated to be stared at. As I have been walking in his fields, and if he was taking a walk in the fields, and if someone tried to steal a sight of me over a hedge, that means if someone tried to keep an eye on him, he had heard the night desiring them not to let me see them, for that I hated to be stared at. He had heard Sir Roger asking them not to do so because he does not like to be stared at. We had also seen in the previous essay where Mr. Spectator talked at length about his temperament, and at one place he said, if you recall, that the greatest pain I can suffer is being talked to and being stared at. So he is mentioning the same thing here. Sir Roger, being a good friend and who also someone who was also well acquainted of his nature, did everything to make him feel comfortable at his place. Mr. Spectator was given full privacy and full liberty to have his own ways at Sir Roger's home. Next para. I am the more at ease in Sir Roger's family because it consists of sober and staid persons. For as the knight is the best master in the world, he seldom changes his servants. Now he describes Sir Roger's family, which includes sober and staid persons. Staid means quiet and respectable members. For as the knight is the best master in the world, and Sir Roger's family is his servants, and he describes Sir Roger as the best master in the world. He seldom changes his servants, and his servants had been with him since years, and is beloved by all about him, and his servants never care for leaving him. And they all loved Sir Roger, and they have never left their master, and they have grown old with him. By this means his domestics are all in years and grown old with their master. They have grown old with him, as Sir Roger never married, so he considered his domestic helpers as his family members. You should take his valet de chambre for his brother. His butler is grey-headed, is one of the gravest men that I have ever seen, and his coachman has the look of a privy councillor. His valet de chambre, that means his personal attendant, looked like his brother. His butler was grey-headed and is one of the gravest men that I have ever seen. And his coachman has the looks of a privy councillor. His coachman looked like a member of the legislature. You see the goodness of the master even in the old house dog, and in a grey pad that is kept in the stable with great care and tenderness out of the regard to his past services, though he has been useless for several years. And there was a dog who had grown old, but because of his valuable past services, he was looked after with great care and attention, though he has been useless for several years. He was useless for several years because of the old age. So in this para, Sir Roger is described as someone who is highly sympathetic, who is highly considerate and compassionate towards each and every member of his house. I could not but observe with a great deal of pleasure the joy that appeared in the countenances of these ancient domestics upon my friend's arrival at his country seat. Mr. Spectator in these lines describes how the servants received their master when he arrived with him at his country house. They were so happy that some of them could not refrain from tears at the sight of their old master. That some of them could not hold back their tears at seeing him after such a long time. Every one of them pressed forward to do something for him and seemed discouraged if they were not employed. And they were so eager, they were so excited to serve him, and they looked disappointed if they were not asked by Sir Roger to do so. At the same time, the good old knight, with a mixture of the father and the master of the family, tempered the inquiries about his own affairs with several kind questions relating to themselves. At the same time, the good old knight with a mixture of the father and the master of the family. So the love and concern was not one-sided; it was mutual, and Sir Roger was like a mixture of a father, a guardian, as well as their master to his servants, and tempered the inquiries after his own affairs with several kind questions relating to themselves. Sir Roger also inquired about the affairs of the house in a very kind and friendly manner. He, he took great interest in the well being of his servants. This humanity and good nature engages everybody to him, so that when he is pleasant upon any of them, all his family are in good humor, and none so much as the person whom he diverts himself with. And because of this kind and generous attitude of Sir Roger, he is loved by all, so that none so much as the person whom he diverts himself, so that when he was happy with any of them, they all used to feel happy, and none so much as the person whom he diverts himself with. On the contrary, if he coughs or betrays any infirmity of old age, it is easy for a stander-by to observe a secret concern in the looks of all his servants. And none so much, and especially that person who made Sir Roger happy. So all his servants felt happy in their master's happiness. On the contrary, if he coughs or betrays any infirmity of old age, if Sir Roger with his good nature earned so much love from his servants, that if he showed any sign of sickness or weakness because of old age, it is easy for a stander-by to observe a secret concern in the looks of all his servants. One can notice the concerned look on the face of his servants. My worthy friend has put me under the particular care of his butler, who is a very prudent man, and as well as the rest of his fellow servants, wonderfully desirous of pleasing me, because they have often heard their master talk of me as of his particular friend. At Sir Roger's home, Mr. Spectator was put under the care of his butler, his attendant, who is a very prudent man, who was a very wise man, as well as the rest of his fellow servants, just like the other servants of the house, wonderfully desirous of pleasing me, because they have often heard their master talk of me as of his particular friend. And the butler was always eager to please him with his service, because Sir Roger had always talked about Mr. Spectator as of his particular friend, as a very special friend. My chief companion, when Sir Roger is diverting himself in the woods or the fields, is a very venerable man, who is ever with Sir Roger and has lived at his house in the nature of a chaplain above 30 years. Spectator's chief companion, when Sir Roger is diverting himself in the woods or the fields, was the chaplain, and he calls this man a venerable man, a very respected man, who is ever with Sir Roger and has lived at his house in the nature of a chaplain about 30 years. Chaplain is a clergyman at a chapel, and whom we call padri in Hindi. So this chaplain has lived in Sir Roger's house for almost about 30 years. This gentleman is a person of good sense and some learning, of a very regular life and obliging conversation. And this man was a respectable person with good sense and with some learning, with some good knowledge and obliging conversation. That means he was a person who was very polite in his speech. He heartily loves Sir Roger and knows that he is very much in the old knight's esteem. And he loved Sir Roger so much, and he also knew that his master had great respect for him, so that he lives in the family rather as a relation than a dependent. And this chaplain, because of his good behavior and valuable services, had lived in the house more than as a family member and not as a dependent. So students, this much for today's lecture. We'll do the remaining part of the essay in the next class. Thank you so much for today.